Annyeonghaseyo, hello everyone, it is me, LaMustacho, and I will be showing you guys how to create this look. So this look will be very gruesome, hopefully not too bad that will get me demonetized, but it should be very gross looking. I am not a professional and I am not sponsored by anyone, so please take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, and also some things that might work for me might not work for you, so it's definitely a learning experience, and take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I preferably say a little bit more grain of salt because I actually try to think about stuff that will work for you guys too. And you know, what works for me might not work for you, and I hope what I do say will help you and maybe it'll give you better ideas. So I will be showing you guys the products you will be needing. I will be using liquid latex for this look, and liquid latex does have a very strong smell of ammonia. Definitely do a patch test. Anyone can be allergic to latex, so definitely do a patch test on the inner part of your arm because that area is thin like the skin on your face, and if you are going to put it on your face, do a patch test on your arm and then also on your face, a small one, just to see how your face reacts to it or your arm reacts to it. And also latex will be pulling out fine little hairs that you might have, so just be aware of that. Latex can also get embedded into your clothes or stuck into your clothes, so just be aware of that. Also, my latex is not any type of colored latex. It will pour out white but then will dry kind of like beige or kind of like more like a yellow. But do a patch test before any products you put on yourself or anyone else, because you don't want to have allergic reaction, especially on some more delicate parts of the body such as the face especially. Also, having makeup wipes I think are really good and really helpful, like if you're working with paint or anything like that, foundation. Makeup removers are really good, and I got these and they're just cheap. I will be using these disposable shot cups and they are really good. You could throw them out right after you're done, and if you have any extra latex that you did not use, you could just pour it right back in if it's not chunky. I will also be using jumbo size cotton, and I will just, you know, tear them up and use them as I need. I will also be using makeup wedges or makeup sponges, and these are really good. They're not that absorbent, and also you can tear apart pieces and make them have that, give your makeup that stippling effect. Also, for FX makeup or for latex, you will be needing a translucent powder to get rid of the glossiness or shininess, or just making sure that it will stay in place. And also, I have a makeup brush, and I will not be using this brush with any other products I have. I will also be using this foundation for the latex, and I will also be using this makeup for my face, which I do later on in the video. And I also will be using this cream paint by Bitten, and it is a very beautiful color wheel for bruises, and it works really well, and that is the back of it, just showing you guys what the color wheel is called. And I also will be using Fresh Scab by Bitten, and it's really this type of like jelly jam consistency, and it basically helps you to get that stippling effect of like blood or scabs or anything. And this is what the cover looks like, and that's pretty much how it will look. I will also be using these two different types of paint brushes, one for adding in smaller detail and then one just for adding in paint or any type of color I need. I will also be using this makeup palette, and some colors in here I will be using, and these are the other palettes of makeup I will be using. These are the contacts I am going to be wearing in the video, and this is a lipstick that I am using. It is a cruelty-free Wet n Wild nude lip, and that's just me showing you guys what it is and what it is called. And that is the name of it. It was really hard to focus, but I got it. And also I'll be using a scalpeling tool, and it is dual-ended, and that is one side of it is kind of sharp and then the other side is kind of more of a hook, and I will be using this to work with my latex. And that's just a look of what both sides of it look like. I also forgot to say that I also use a red lip liner. I did clean it, but you can also use a red lip liner or red eyeliner or pink or anything to make your eyes look kind of sick, and just put it around your eye. Be careful. Make sure it's clean. So starting off this tutorial, I need to figure out where exactly my spider bite or bite will be. So I will be taking a little bit of my liquid latex in the shot glass. Latex has a very strong smell of ammonia, so that much is about there. I'm probably going to be doing this arm, and I'm probably going to have it right around here. That's actually where I had one of my IVs when I was in the hospital, so I'm probably going to have it around there. So I'm going to take a little bit of latex on there. I'm just going to do a general basis of where it should be. I'm gonna have it be a little bit bigger later on. Usually I will do a bruise underneath, but I feel like I should do the latex bit first because I don't want it to get lost. I'll do the paint bit on top of that. So you're just gonna want to let this dry. I'm just going to put a little bit more just to build it up, but a little bit more in the center. And this will be where my bite is. So I'm going to take a little bit of my cotton and just kind of make it into like a little circle. And we don't want too much. I want it to be kind of like a smallish circle. Take off a little bit of that. And you want the edges to be fairly smudged down. So I'm going to take my sponge and I put a little bit of latex on there. And then I'm just going to place it right about where I want my bite to be. And I'm going to take a little bit of latex and put it on here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to try and lift this up a little bit so that the hole is a little bit more exposed. And I'm going to smooth out all the edges. And of course my latex is drying. I'm going to take a little bit of latex on here and I'm just going to smooth out all the edges because I want it to be very smooth. And trust me guys, making sure that the edges are smooth is a very huge thing. It will help it to lay down better. I'm going to add a little bit more cotton to around here. I'm also going to add some latex to the wedge so that I can apply it to the cotton so that the cotton will adhere. So I'm going to take the spatula side and I'm just going to put a little bit of latex on it and try to smooth down all the edges. Making sure that the edges are smoothed down is so important. Also, when all this is over, you can rip these off and use them as prosthetics, by the way. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more latex on my wedge just to make sure that the edges will stay down. Okay, so now that your arm is a little bit red from blow drying, because blow dryer is the easiest way to do this, we're going to add in a little bit more into the middle to add the bite effect. I'm going to take a little bit of cotton and I'm also going to flatten that piece out. And I'm going to put it directly into the middle. And it looks about right. It should work really well. I'm also going to put some latex inside of where I want the wound to be, so that the cotton will adhere to that. And start adding the latex on top of the cotton. I know a lot of people will actually soak their cotton in the latex and this does work really well, but I am currently working with my left hand and I'm right-handed, and also it's kind of hard to do. It's up to you. I'm going to grab my scalpel. I'm going to just try and make little tiny marks where I got bit. So now I'm going to try and take the other side, which is more of a hook side, and I'm going to try and dig it in a little bit more to make it more indented of a bite mark. I'm going to cut some of this out because it's literally just the exact same process over and over. And also my latex did start to dry, so I am going to apply some onto my spatula and then just apply it around and put some on the edges. And I'm actually going to go blow dry this so that it will dry faster, and I'll see you guys in a second. For this part of the video, I'm just going to do a full voiceover. My camera mic is not as good and also my mic is better. I'm just trying to show you guys what it actually does look like. It is dry, and like I said earlier, it can dry a little bit yellow, and it's a little bit yellow. You guys can't really see the full color, but you get what I'm trying to get at. So the very center of this did not get dry, so I was able to mold it a little bit more to my liking and make it more kind of like a fang and a bite mark. And if it does fully dry, you will not be able to do this, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to take the setting powder, which is for your face, but I'm going to use it on my arm, and I really want to try and take away the shininess and the gloss to it, and I'm just brushing that in with a brush. So I'm going to take my old foundation, which is True Blend by CoverGirl medium 4, and I'm just going to take a piece of a sponge and I'm just going to work that all around and make sure that it's really in there. I'm going to take a little bit of the setting powder and put it on top of the foundation just so that it will stay in place. And I am now going in with the Bentonite cream paint, and this is a process. And I'm just taking the sponge that I use for latex and I'm just going to cut off the top half and use that. So now I'm just going to finger pat in some yellow, and yellow will be the base of my bruise. And that's what the finished look with the yellow looks like. I'm also going to take some green and I'm just going to finger pat that in, and I will also be using wedges at some points, and that's what the yellow and green looks like. Now I have a wedge and I'm just going to use this blue. It's like a really dark blue. It looks kind of black, but it's like really dark blue, and I'm just going to pat that around the edges, and I'm also going to take the same wedge and add a little bit of red. And I'm going to finger pat all that in just so that it's not as harsh and condensed. I'm going to go in with this purple and I'm going to put that more around the edges of where my bruise is. I'm going to finger pat that in, and I'm just going to add a little bit more up top with a little bit of red. And now I'm just going to grab a piece of a wedge and just add this more capillary broken blood vessel type of look. And I'm going to just have it spread out all across my arm. And you just spread it wherever you want to. And I'm just going to finger pat a little bit more so that it could be a little bit softer. And that's pretty much what that will look like. And I'm also going to just pat in some more of that darker purple, and I'm also going to pat in some more just the darker colors in general, such as the deeper purple and the more of the blackish blue color. And I'm also going to finger pat it out to make it smoother. And I'm going to put it up my arm. My camera did cut, unfortunately. I did not realize until I got to this point. So I reused a lot of the paint with paintbrushes, and I'm just putting it inside of, like, you know, the spots. Also, my camera's not focusing that well. I do apologize. I'm going to take the smaller brush and I'm going to just put more of the inner detail and just try to make it look like it's been bleeding. And my camera is not focusing and my hand is in a horrible place. I do apologize. And that's pretty much what all this is, and you can't see anything. I'm really sorry, please forgive me. And I'm just, you know, doing that weird, I don't know what I'm doing effect, you know. Move your brush around, you got this. And that's what it looks like. I am going to just add a little bit more smaller details. And now I am going to go in with Ben Nye's Fresh Scab, and I'm just going to do it with the small bit of my paintbrush, and I'm going to put it in the very center of the holes of where the fang marks should be. And this will add a lot of detail, and it will basically make your FX makeup look so amazing because it's better than fake blood, and it also stays in place really well. I like absolutely love doing this. It's like the little bit of detail. And my hand just seems to just want to be in front of the camera every single time I need small details to be shown. I'm sorry. So I'm just putting more Fresh Scab wherever I put pretty much like blood or kind of redness. And I'm gonna just put it in random places also. So I have it like on different parts of my arm, and you know, just adds more for that effect. So using the wedge I was using earlier, I have some Fresh Scab on it. I'm just going to dab that all around my arm. Also, I have a brush in my mouth and it was terrifying the hell out of me. I was like, what the hell is that? So yeah, it looks really good. Also, Fresh Scab is kind of sticky, so be careful. It can pick up some makeup and stuff. So just be aware of that. And it has this beautiful stippling bloody effect, and I love it. So I am going to go in with a little bit of my purple and just a bit of darker colors around the edges to just make it look a little bit better. And that's the final result, and it looks so amazing. I'm so happy with it. I'm sorry if anyone's grossed out. I understand completely. For this part of the video, I had to use my webcam. I already have blue contacts in, and I'm also using my cushion that I did a review on my channel, and I just want to look gray and deadish, and that gave me that look. I'm also going to use some red lip liner, just clean it off and put it on your bottom lash line. Go in with a nude lip, and I'm going to use this darkish brown color and put it all over my lid. And now I'm going in with a lighter brown color, and now I'm going in with a black color. Now that I look like early 2000s My Chemical Romance fan, I'm going to smudge it out on my bottom lash line. I'm also going to take that same color and put it all over my eyelid and smudge it on the bottom of my eyelash. And I'm going to use that as a contour, and I am just going to put it all around places where I want my face to look more sunken in and make it look like I am more sickly. And I'm just going to finger pat it out, and I'm going to contour the side of my face. And I'm also going to put it on my lips. and I'm going to just continue to contour all over and also accentuate your bags under your eyes. And with a piece of a wedge, I'm just going to go in with some Ben Nye paint, and I'm going to put it all over, and I just want to look really sickly. I'm putting it on my lips, I'm putting it all underneath my eye, and just put it everywhere. I give the look of a few bruises. I feel like I look kind of like Beetlejuice. Iconic idol. And yes, I do kind of look like Beetlejuice, but you know, Beetlejuice is such an inspiration for Halloween especially. So I am going to go in with the Ben Nye Fresh Scab, and I'm just going to put this all over my lips, and also going to stipple it on with my finger and just with the wedge at times, and basically give the effect of blood or scabs or peeling of the skin, you know, disgustingness. And also, whatever effect works for you is good. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but you know, just smudging it out with your finger adds a greater effect in my opinion. I'm also going to go in with a darker bluish purple color, and I'm also going to put that around like my nose and stuff like that, just to give it more effect of like decay. I guess that's what I'm trying to go for. And that's it. And this is the finished result of everything. I hope you guys really do enjoy this video. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Please comment down below. Let me know what type of content you guys would like to see. And if you have not seen my Halloween video, please go watch it. And as always, 사랑해요. Bye guys. Love you.